And we're back. How you doing, everybody? We are back for the final hour of trading today, and we've got the first hour of the aftermarket today. How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Uncle Bruce here, Stock Markets with Bruce. Just watching the markets, what they're doing. I kind of wonder. It might be, maybe it's possible. The Dow is mounting a little bit of a rally. It is definitely down 121. There's no doubt about that. But it doesn't seem to be as bad off as it was this morning. The Dow now is actually coming back from a couple of hours of a bit of a slump. The Dow was down to 33,980, and now it appears to be back to 3480. So no, sorry. It's now at 80. So hang on a second. 33,980. It's now at 34,080. Okay, so that's 100 points off the low. In about the last how long has this taken? About 2 hours to come back here. So with an hour to go, the market's still down 116 points, but it is at its best level pretty well since maybe even 10:30 this morning Eastern time. So maybe the Dow has a little bit of recovery in it here. I don't know. It's got to come up with another 50 points of gain to really show me that it's serious. But what the hey, we'll take it. Better than the alternative was down 100, worse than it is now. S&P is down 22, and the Nasdaq down 148. Oil is up 26 cents to 63.39. So those are the markets today. Down day on the three indexes, but nothing to worry about. It's not like, oh, they're really in trouble. Nothing like that. It's 1/3 of a percentage point for the Dow Jones today on the down dip, half a point on S&P, half a percentage point, and 1.07% for the Nasdaq. And these indices have had a nice couple of weeks lately. Thank you to Peter Arndt for becoming a new member of this channel. I see this coming through a little while ago, just after I got the show loaded up. So thanks, Peter, for becoming a member of this channel. If the stocks go up from here, it's all because of you, because you're the latest, greatest member that I see joining here. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. Where are we at? GameStop 164.15 right now. 164. We've been slumping here since really this morning. We had that sort of nice little opening in the 168.70 range, got up to the 175 level for just a brief moment, and that looks now like a Matterhorn mountaintop, and we backed off to this 162 range this morning, 163 range, came back into the 167, 68 neighborhood, but couldn't hold it. And now it's been a slow slump back to 163, 164. So at the moment, 163.76, about $1.30 off the low of the day. And it's been a slow glide all the way down. And now the question is, will this glide continue to the close, or will there be a one last hour rally on the stock? There's been a lot of talk today on media about the GameStop news, mainly centered around George Sherman, that he's definitely leaving. He'll be gone by the end of July for sure, or sooner. And the speculation is, well, who could come in? And finally, for the first time today, I gotta say, on CNBC, I actually saw a bit of a mature discussion about the prospects of a new CEO for GameStop. And the talk was that, this company could be looking for the right kind of CEO here, the right kind of person, the right fit, and that this company would be, going down the right path to the future. I mean, I haven't heard this kind of talk on GameStop on CNBC like ever, unless Jim Cramer's talking about it. There really hasn't been much constructive chat about GameStop in this kind of light. It's all been about the Reddit people, the retail investor crazies out there, the Wall Street Bets followers, hordes of small investors getting together. I mean, ridiculous. So it's good to see or hear something intelligent coming out. There's nothing like that coming from Wall Street. There is no intelligent discussion of GameStop, as far as I'm concerned, because the prevailing undercurrent of criticism on GameStop is just non-stop. It is unrelenting, and no one yet on Wall Street is really talking about what this company is capable of, especially when you see stuff like, well, our estimate is $10 a share, our estimate is $13 a share. I mean, get real. You're not an analyst. You're a clown act. I don't know what you are. I'm not sure what to call you people. If you're estimating a stock to be trading at in a year from now at $12 a share, and it's trading at 164 in the open market right now, I can't even give these people the time of day. I really wonder how is it they catch? How do they get paychecks? How do their bosses? What's in their heads to actually pay these people? What is it? $80,000 a year, $200,000 a year? What do they get per year to be analysts anyway? It's too much. Whatever it is, it's too much. They ought to be working full time at McDonald's and part time as analysts, because these guys are just not. Oh, maybe I just insulted McDonald's. I'm sorry. They're not even worthy of McDonald's. Jeez. Anyway, what can I say? It's it's kind of kooky. I've always laughed and shook my head in just frustration and disgust is too strong a word, but almost in disgust when I hear of an analyst talking about, say, Tesla and saying, "Oh, it's worth $50 a share," and the company is clearly the industry leader in the automotive field for electronic automobiles, clearly a leader, a serious leader in battery technology, storage technology, clearly a dynamic producer of solar panels for homes. And I mean, this company is some serious stuff. And you see these $50 analyst projections. What are you doing? Like, why are you even in the business? Why don't you just decline the opportunity to write an article on the company? Because you clearly are not with reality. Same thing with GameStop here. I mean, 163.87, and you're giving us a $13 estimate on the stock, or a $10 estimate, or a $29 estimate. I mean, get real. I mean, just get a. Can you get some kind of a job where you don't piss people off? I mean, come on. But it's just Bruce and his frustration going, hey, the world is the world. The so-called freedom of expression is out there. And I guess I'm allowed to freely express my frustration at these people. And whether you pay attention to them or not, it's totally up to you. What can I say? Wacky. The Dow now down 117. It's kind of flatlining here. Is this the best it's going to get for the rest of the day? I don't know. S&P down 23, NASDAQ down 151. Over on AMC to talk about the other stock that's up, because, by the way, GameStop is still up on the day. It's up $9 a share. GameStop is up 31 cents a share right now at $9.64. It's been up all day. It had a high of $9.81 in the first 3 hours of the day. Now in this $9.60, $70 range. Volume 28.4 million. GameStop volume, by the way, 9.5 million. So a higher volume day than Friday for GameStop, but not a heavy volume day when you look at GameStop historically and where it traded today. It's not a heavy volume day. A heavy volume day for GameStop today would have been 30 to 40 million or better. We're not getting it. We're definitely not getting that. Even though the announcement from the company, I wouldn't call this the announcement that was made today about George Sherman a major company release to get the street all riled up. It's one of those, we're confirming the rumors. You kind of heard that we're parting company with the guy. It's official. We'll get back to you when we have more news. And that's about all we got. Coinbase down 1096 at 331 in its high of 341, low of 326. So a $15 range on Coinbase. And it is definitely falling off at the end here in this last hour. It's definitely on a downtick at the moment. We'll see how that holds up. Over on the SPAC front that I'm following, we have Vector Acquisitions down 34 cents to 10.56. Navsite Holdings off just 3 cents to 9.88. Social Capital, IPOE, off 85 cents to 15.47. It got as low as 15.16. It's now 31 cents higher than the low of the day. 3.3 million volume. That's pretty good volume here. I think we're close to getting this thing through, but it is moving along here, back and forth. 85 cent drop. That's 5% today. And I don't know if that's to do with the slumping Dow or the slumping S&P, and it's just being considered a banking stock. I hear good things about like from various analysts that I've watched and that I'm anything information I can pick up. I'm hearing good vibes for online banking providers that specialize in special niches where they really exploit their market. And this is definitely one of them, in my opinion. SoFi, once SoFi takes over IPOE and has become lists and trades as SoFi, I think you're going to hear a lot of news on SoFi, and I think it's going to be positive. I think it's going to be more positive than negative, and it's going to be the kind of news that could move this market nicely. But right now, we've got to suffer through the SPAC overviewing media that's out there and certain SPACs. I'll put it to you this way. The news you hear on SPACs is going to only be bad news. You're not going to get really good, wholesome, happy SPAC news to convince you to go out there and buy SPACs like there's no tomorrow, because there's all kinds of rumors out there about the SEC not clamping down on SPACs, but making life more difficult for SPACs perhaps, or making it more onerous, maybe that's the word, maybe more onerous for SPACs to go public or to talk about their futures as easily as it has been. There might be a lot of new restrictions and new rules coming out for SPACs to be a little more guarded in what they're going to talk about with respect to their futures. Again, I come back to this bottom line, and that is for you as an investor, if you can buy a SPAC under $20 and even under 15, generally speaking, as close to $10 as possible. Once they've announced their deal and you've had a chance to look at who the private company is that's going to take the SPAC over and the kind of money that's being thrown at the SPAC by the Wall Street investment crowd, like hedge funds and mutual funds and pension funds that all want to get in at $10 where you can get in, that's the deal for you. Because you can buy an IPO all you want. Good luck to you buying an IPO that's going to be anywhere near the IPO price. You're not going to get it. Talk about this Coinbase right here. Classic example. Coinbase went public last week, started off at $429 on the high price of that deal. And they were talking about that deal coming out at $250. And it started trading between 400 and 429 right off the bat. And for whatever, what just blows my mind is I don't hear anyone complaining anywhere on any media through any source about Coinbase being a bad investment. At 429, you're supposed to be okay with that. It's now 329. It's $100 off. In its fourth or fifth trading session since it listed, it's off $100, and no one is bitching about it anywhere. This is all normal business. This is all okay. You as a retail investor, you out there who are watching me over here for plain English, you're supposed to take it. You're supposed to take that buying that thing at 380, 390, 410, 420. It's okay you paid that kind of money for that stock because you bought the stock with the full blessing and sanction of the exchanges and the Wall Street investment community. Yeah, you're the sap. You're the sap that got sucked in with all the hype that they generated on this Coinbase deal for weeks prior to it. A lot of you were asking me for weeks, what do you think about this Coinbase thing? The hype, it came out and blah, you got all you want. No problem buying at the high, none whatsoever. You can buy all you want at the high. And I got to wonder, across all the brokerage houses in the United States and all the platform trading sites across the US, all the millions of accounts out there that are holding cell phones trying to buy and sell stock, how many American investors and foreign investors and retail investors around the world got sucked in to buy this Coinbase at prices way over $330 a share where it's trading at right now? And tell me, What's going to happen when this stuff starts trading at 250 to 300 in the next week? If it does go down to 250, 300, how many people are going to be down 50%, 60% on their investment right off the first 2 weeks of holding this stuff? This is normal. This is all acceptable. This is all blue chip, all blue ribbon panel investing. You see Congress having an investigation about this company? There'll be no investigation about this company by Congress. Not a chance. You think any of these regulators will be brought in front of the Congress for discussion? Not a dang thing. There are going to be people holding Coinbase down 40% of their money, if not already down 40% on their money, within a week of buying it. And it's a brand new listing. It's a direct listing. It's the way to go, as far as New York is saying. New York Stock Exchange is saying we're doing direct listings, or this is a NASDAQ direct listing. It's our foray into direct listing, the great easy way to list a public company. Yeah, it's an easy way for retail investors to get ripped off, because you're getting ripped off. You're buying at all-time high values for a company that doesn't make any money. They don't make any money, and they're into the crypto biz, which is hot. It's the way to go. Well, congratulations, everybody. Help yourself to all the Coinbase you want, because you're going to be holding it quite some time before you make some serious dough. I don't know why it should go back to 400 a share. I don't know why it'll go to 500. I don't see. You can't show me the upside of this thing. You just can't show it me. Whereas with a SPAC, get into a $10 ground floor deal. Very few investors have paid less than you, and now you're part of a private company that's bending into the deal. Most of those folks who are in that private company are restricted from trading the stock. They can't flip the stock out on you 3 days after you get in. Not like Coinbase. Have you seen the headlines today? How many hundreds of millions of dollars of shares of Coinbase were sold by the insiders to the street when they did the direct listing? That's what a direct listing is. It allows existing shareholders to sell stock. It's quite allowable. It's quite reasonable. But at $4.29, the insiders of these companies have been just going, oh, this is great. We blew off all this stock between $400 and $429 a share on day number one, hundreds of millions of shares. This is fantastic. Yeah, they're rich. They're billionaires now on paper, and they're millionaires in cash. The saps are the public that didn't get this stuff at 10. You didn't have a chance of getting this at $10 a share 2 years ago. You never would have had a chance. At least here with these SPACs, you can get in at $10 a share. And if the private company has got anything going for it, I think some of these do, they're going to have a bunch of cash thrown at them the minute they list. And I think the odds of you going from 10 to 20 are a hell of a lot better than from buying CoinStop at 420 and going to 860. There's no way you're going to double your money on coins. You buy Coinbase at 330 right now. What are your odds in the next month that your stock at Coinbase will be $660 a share? You know what your odds are? Zip. You're not going anywhere near that price. Whereas these SPACs, buy them at $10, give them a month after the mergers are complete. What are your odds that some of these are 15, 20, 25, $30 a piece? I think they could be pretty good. I think they could be a hell of a lot better than this Coinbase. Or how about buying into the other winners that we've seen come out lately? How about this deal that they did called Bumble? You remember Bumble? The women's dating site, the online dating site? Company is a legitimate company. It doesn't make any money, though. Hit $84.80 in the first day of trading. How much you want right now at $58? 58. How much you want? It's all available. You can still keep buying it. Good luck to you. Airbnb trading now at 174, all-time high 219. That was again on listing. DoorDash, how much you want at 146 right now? It was 256 on day one. All set up for you as retail investors. Come on in, drop your cash, pay the top dollar on these IPOs. Good luck to you. 146. How much you want now? They don't make money. They don't make any money. Oh my gosh, one after the other. It just blows me away how these deals are supposed to be good for the street. This is the way American business should be done. That retail investors are the saps. They're the ones who get sucked in to pay the highest price, and they shut up about it. We've given you the opportunity to buy this stuff. Now shut the hell up. Pick it up and shut up and suffer in silence. Unbelievable. unbelievable. Who made the most money on these deals? The investment bankers made the most money on these deals. They got the commission to flog the stock to their favorite clients. Then they helped their clients blow it off, got a commission blowing it off. Then they took the dough that they had just made and bought them into something else, made a commission getting into something else. Hey, life as an investment guy in New York, pretty darn good. I don't think we want to change anything here. This is just the way it's going to work out. We got the limos. We got the entertainment going down here. It's just wonderful. Thank you very much. We have no need to change things. We've got the policy advisors right in the White House. We got all the policy advisors we want at the SEC and everywhere else. We're running the show, and we're not changing this game. And when it comes to allowing stocks to trade way more shares than are actually out there, we're not going to change that either because it's working. Of course it's working. These guys have got the big paychecks coming in. It's working beautifully for these guys with their second homes and third homes and whatever else they're into. Hey, it's when it's good, it's good. But you got to be in the club. And to get into that club, good luck getting hired by an investment banker unless you are of an investment banker background. You're not getting in there. Anyway, 163.80 on GameStop. When will these companies' shares really take off in that there will be restrictions on how many shares can be carried short for an undetermined amount of time? Kind of wonder, is that day going to come? Companies doing everything right as far as I'm concerned. Corporately, they're doing everything they're supposed to do. Mr. Cohen is making the moves he's supposed to be making. I think it's happening at light speed. I think it's incredibly quickly. And the shares, they've done rather well under his watch. And I think they can do very nicely. But it would be kind of nice to see a restriction in the number of artificial floating around stock out there. It would be nice to have that kind of cleaned up. But that's just this old guy ranting from Creston, British Columbia. What do I know? GameStop 163.12, AMC 955. Going back to my friends here at the SPACs, Gore's Holdings down 45 cents to 12.15. That's a buy. VG Acquisition, VGAC 992 down 7 cents. That is an absolute giveaway, bargain, steal. Talking about Richard Branson being your front guy for this deal. I mean, I cannot offer you a better deal than this on a SPAC. I just can't emphasize enough. These are bargains. Starboard value $9.91, unbelievable. Fortress value $10.01. You got the ground floor right here, kids. You're not the one paying $4.29 a share for this stuff. You are getting in here at ground zero, if not even half a floor below ground zero. These are limited days, my friends. These deals have now been announced 60 plus days ago, and so we're 30 or less days away from every one of these stocks changing their names, changing their stock symbols. And look out, I can't help you anymore. Once they've changed over, now you gotta good luck getting in at a good price or not, because now they're regular companies and they're going to come up with a ton of news because these guys are cash rich on the listing. Anyway, there you have it on those guys. Vanek Vector's down 732. You believe in the computer chip shortage? Everybody admits it. The president of the United States is trying to put together a multi-tens of billion-dollar package to create chips in the USA to avert a continued disaster. The chip shortage will last 2 to 5 years. The Vanek Vectors Fund is at $245. And I got to tell you, you're not going to be offered deals like this very often. You don't take advantage of this. I can't help you. You have to hold your nose, jump into the cold pool, and go, and then go from there. You'll get used to the water. This is a 1-year chart on Vanek Vectors, the deal. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. And here is too low. This is way too low. There's 60 companies represented in here. And I think you're going to do really, really well if you pick these up. Here's a 5-year chart on Vanek. It's been a good run, and now it's topping out up here. Not because it's going back down. It's not going to happen. They're going to just keep right on going. But you have to pick your entry point, and then you have to hold your nose and just sit there with it and enjoy the ride. I think you'll have a good ride on this one. But you've got to tolerate days like today. Maybe today is a dip day. Thank you very much. Home Depot up 13 cents. It was down to start the day. It's now turned the corner. IBM down 57 cents at 133. A company that is going to give you 5% return on your money. If you want to hold something long-term for income and capital gain opportunities, IBM, believe it or not, good old Big Blue is the way to go. 133 a share. The Dow now down 165, unfortunately. It's given back all that momentum it was gaining. It looked like to me that in the midday we had the dip, and I thought this thing was going to take a shot like this. But look at that dip at the end right here. This is in the last 20 minutes. It just gave it up, and we're now down 164. But hey, markets do have days where they just can't get momentum, and too many little stories going around, or perhaps. And don't forget, the Dow Jones Industrial is near its all-time high of 34,000 something. So you got to cut it a break. 34,256 is the all-time high. It's at 34,035. No complaints from me about the Dow not hitting another new all-time high today. It will hit continual new all-time highs because the amount of cash in the U.S. economy right now is unprecedented and will continue to roll over and roll over and roll over. And the Dow will reach 35,000. It'll probably reach 36,000 in the not too distant future. So I'll cut it a break. It can have a couple of days here and there where it consolidates a little bit. Not a problem from me. Microsoft down 231. It's had a beautiful run lately. Apple up 18 cents. Will break through 140. Will break through 150 in the next couple of months. So if you're going to take advantage of an Apple trade, now's the time. Tesla down $27 at 712. Hey, what can I say? Got one person in the passenger compartment, one person in the back of the vehicle driving on an automated roadway, and there's a vehicle accident because no one was in the driver's seat of a Tesla. Whose fault is that? The tree they hit? The car? Or the moron who wasn't behind the steering wheel? Let me think about that. Now, if I'm a lawyer suing Tesla, it's Tesla's fault. If I'm a lawyer for Tesla, it's the moron that wasn't behind the wheel of the car. Gee, I'd love to be on that jury. You think I'd vote to convict? Not a chance. If I'm the lone holdout, I'll wait forever. I'd never convict Tesla on a deal like that. What moron drives an $80,000 vehicle and gets out from behind the seat of the driver's seat to see if it can drive itself? Man, you deserve to die. I'm sorry, you deserve to die. Good gosh almighty, what is going on with stupid people out there? But then I sound like an old man, don't I? I'm ranting like an old man. I'm sorry, folks. 7-Eleven on the stock, down 27,895. You know what today is? A dip day on Tesla is what it is. I wouldn't consider Tesla being in any trouble whatsoever. These guys should be commended. Unbelievable. Anyway, what can I say? We're at 163.62 on GameStop. There you have it. Uncle Bruce, if it closes at 174, I'll send you a $20 super sticker. Thank you, Wizard Owl. I appreciate that. Thank you for the sentiment. We're only $10.24 away from a super sticker. How about that? Well, anyway, we'll do what we can. Volume on GameStop now is 9.7 million. Remember, the first hour, 5 million traded. We've only had 4.7 million trade the rest of the day. Is it any wonder the stock is drifting off? There is no serious conviction behind the first wave of buying that came in today, even with Roaring Kitty making his move on Friday afternoon. But it is up $8.85 a share at 163.54, and we are now down to 31 minutes to go, and that will be the end of the day today. We'll see how it wants to play out. The only two stocks I'm seeing that are up are AMC, GameStop. I see SVAC up a penny. I see Fortress up 4 pennies. I see Apple up a dime. I mean, nobody is outperforming these two stocks, AMC and GameStop. Target is up 83 cents. Goldman Sachs is up 32 cents on a $342 stock. Who else is up? Google is up. Oh, they were up 20 cents. They're now down 18 cents. Netflix is the only one having a decent day, up 5.35 on a 551 company, a $551 stock, up 5.40 a share. Everyone else is in the red. I mean, everybody. Airbnb, Micron, DoorDash, Workday, Moderna, DraftKings, Snowflake, American Airlines down 45 cents. Twitter, eBay, Facebook. Facebook's down $5 to 300 a share. Walt Disney's off $1. Nvidia off of $22 a share. Nvidia, the computer chip company, off $22. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. Amazon down 36, Walmart down 94, Costco down $1.48, JP Morgan down 54. But again, stocks who hit record highs, you're having an off day today, it's okay. You're allowed to have it. It's the way it is. It's human nature. Some folks are going to take a profit sooner or later, and you got to do it. I don't blame you at all. Make your moves, make your adjustments. Grab yourself some caffeine-free Diet Coke. Grab yourself a Uncle Bruce bagel coffee mug. Have a cheers with all of your viewers around the world. Thank you for joining me in my rants. Love to have you here, and I'm glad you're with me today. And well, let's just see how the markets want to play it. I'll try to cover it in plain English as best I can for you. Yes, that was easy. That was easy. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. What else is going on? What else can we say? We're following all kinds of stuff. Morons, exactly. Autopilot and Tesla is there for assistance, not there for a nap, play games, and certainly not seat in the passenger seat. Do pilots, commercial airlines leave the cockpit? I mean, both of them? I don't think so. Yeah, what can I say? Unbelievable. Certain people don't deserve to have a Tesla. That's what that is. Certain people don't deserve to have a Tesla. There you go. Further proof that having money doesn't prove you're smart. Can afford a Tesla. They explicitly tell you the autopilot doesn't mean no driver. Exactly. I tell you, if I were the insurance company for the passenger for the company, I wouldn't pay out. You don't get the death benefits driving a car without sitting in the driver's seat. No insurance, denied. It's goofy. You got to also wonder, were these guys again? I don't know if there's two men, two women, a guy and a girl. I don't know. But were they filming a YouTube video? Were they trying to do a stunt? Were they trying to film themselves doing this, and then this all got wacky? Is there actually a camera? Is there a cell phone with that chip in there that can be recovered? I don't know. We may never know. I don't know what's going on here. Unbelievable. 163.69 on GameStop right now. Looking like it's like I say, flatlining here with 28 minutes to go. It's up 9.15 on the day. 9.74 million traded. Not much to get excited about, but you know what? Considering the kind of day the Dow is having and the NASDAQ and the S&P, GameStop's doing great. It's doing fantastic. It's had a pretty darn good day today, so I guess we can't complain. 2 men in their 50s, 60s. Someone saying, Julian saying, fair enough, Julian. That's what it was. That's what it was. What can I say? Oh gosh. Anyway, I don't know what to make of it. We'll see how the rest of this week goes. We've got to see in the next 3 months. Washington has got to get that infrastructure deal rammed through in the next 90 days, or it's not going to happen. There's no way you can delay this thing 6 months and expect it to go through then. This has to happen sooner rather than later. I don't know if the powers that be in Washington are going to be able to drive through that entire bill, the votes and procedures and all the stall tactics and all the other everything else. But for the American economy, if that infrastructure deal can be rammed through, that would be huge for the stock market, huge for the Dow, the NASDAQ, S&P, huge for employment opportunities in the U.S. I mean, man, this would be a huge amount of cash going into the system, because into next year, the latter part of next year is just before the midterms, and I can tell you right now, nothing's going to happen in running up to the midterms. Nothing. So it's time to get whatever done now, and in a hurry. But one step at a time, I guess, in the USA. The rest of the world will just keep pressing ahead, doing what it does. That's all I can say. Do you have any other ETF recommendations? Liz, not at the moment. I don't have a list of ETFs that I like at the moment. This particular one I like because of the computer chip shortage. I do have here on my banner, you'll notice here, these are my stock picks that I have right now that are sort of my favorites. So we're talking about the GVHI and VGAC, which are two of the SPACs that I follow. Then there's GameStop, IBM, Microsoft I like, Intel, Home Depot, Cisco, Apple, Facebook, Micron, Vanik Semiconductor, which is SMH. And then there's a bunch of SPACs again at the end here that I like. Those are my the ones that I've been asked. What stocks do you like? These are the ones, and the reasons are fairly obvious there as to why I like them. But I don't have any other ETFs at this point because I wanted to zero in on that computer chip shortage area, and I wanted to talk about the definite shortage and the definite need for chips to be manufactured. I mean, here's a business where you can make the most expensive computer chips in the world, the most complex chips in the world, charge the highest prices, pre-sell them, get prepaid for them, no collection problems. It's the perfect business. I mean, if you're running a factory producing this stuff, you're at maximum capacity. If you're not running 24/7 shifts, you don't belong in business. This is go time. 165.21 on GameStop. We have broken through 164 and through 165 for the first time in probably an hour and a bit. Nice to see. We'll see if there's any more momentum behind GameStop. Can it give us another couple of bucks to this 167, 168 range? That would put it at the highest level since lunchtime today. We haven't seen 170 on the stock since about 10:45 this morning. And I don't know if we're going to get it. We're now down to 24 minutes to go. It's entirely possible that GameStop could go to 170 again today. But will it is the question. The market is not helping. The Dow down 153, S&P down 28, and NASDAQ down 166. We don't seem to have a last half hour buy surge coming in of any gargantuan proportion here. So this market is petering out as a whole. Certain stocks are doing all right. But AMC up 27 cents, clearly having an okay day, but it has been higher. And GameStop at 164.41, clearly trying to mount a tiny bit of a rally here towards the end, but will it have any oomph for this rally, or will it just run out of gas in the next little while? We'll say it wouldn't take much buying for GameStop to run up once to 170 again, maybe 1 million shares of buying. It is now at 165 even right at this moment in time, and it could go either way. It could go up a few bucks or down a few bucks. We shall see. Is Canada working on infrastructure and systems? You know what? We don't have this in Canada. We don't have like Canada is always doing infrastructure upgrades, I guess is what I'm getting at. We don't have this kick the can down the road 20 years and not do a damn thing about it. Canada is constantly rebuilding and constantly reinvesting. Provinces and provincial authorities are constantly willing and dealing to kind of make things happen, because there's a lot of provincial federal funding projects going on all the time. And so we in Canada, we're always complaining in the summertime when it's time to go on summer holidays. We're always complaining about, I got these detours on the Trans-Canada Highway, or they've got this major construction project holding up traffic through the mountains. Well, that's infrastructure. we're always bitching about how much infrastructure work is being done all the time in Canada at the most opportune, inconvenient time when we have holidays. We want to go on summer holidays, and so I get chats with friends of mine who are saying, "Oh yeah, we got a half an hour delay through this one area in British Columbia because they're doing this $1 billion redo on a bridge." Well, that's good. That's a good thing. That's a 50-year investment. So it's different up here. We seem to constantly be upgrading. But for the USA, this is a huge opportunity. Really is. From the outside looking in, from out here looking in, we can't believe you guys don't do this as a national priority. We don't understand how this isn't as important as the Defense Department. We don't get it. We don't understand how Americans allow politicians to do nothing. We can't fathom that. We kick them out. Get rid of these bums. They're freeloaders. We can't believe it. We just can't believe it. But it is what it is. I bought it 163.40. So you're welcome, says Colin. Right on 164.53 right now on GameStop. Butter, 165 like butter. We hope so. Let's see if it can do some more. Can robots have morals? 165.16, it did reach 164.55 right now. Don't worry, Bruce, you'll find out soon enough. Oh, okay, good enough. Let's see. It's because the pork that is added to these bills, and that's true. I again, that's another issue, but that's your issue in America. It's your problem, not us. U.S. protects Canada from the U.S. It's been going on for decades. No comment on the rest. I hear you. I think a lot of people in the U.S. think government is useless. So it kind of proves their point when we elect useless officials. Well, there you go. You get these pretty boys that just want to be on camera all the time, and they don't want to say anything because they're just waiting for their turn to try to run for president. I don't know. You get guys who run for president who don't want to run for president. They want to become president, but they want to raise enough money in their super PACs so that they get reelected for a 6-year term in the Senate. Or they use the money to get a new congressional term for 2 years. This is the other game that's being played, and we see it. We see it up here. We go, look at these morons. They haven't got a chance to become president. Their positions are so off the charts. There's no way the mass of the Americans are going to elect these guys. But every 4 years, they're back in the game, and they raise another couple of $100 million, and they get reelected in that 6-year Senate seat. Oh, we know the game. And do nothing. What can I say? Anyway, Sal, we got 1.5 kilometers of highway here on the island. The feds threw $38+ million at it. That was supposed to be done a year ago. It'll be the most expensive chunk of road in the country when done. Stupid project. Infrastructure like walls. Bruce, what do you think of oil stocks? I think oil's going to 180, particularly CD. What kind of oil are you talking about? You talking about skin oil? What kind of oil are you talking about? You're not talking about crude oil. This world is drowning in crude oil. It's not going anywhere. Yes, useless is an understatement. I'm using my parents as an example of that kind of thinking. Old joke, Republicans say government doesn't work, and then they get elected proving their point. Yeah, that's right, it doesn't work. Biden was in Congress 48 years, did nothing. He was in the Senate. He wasn't in Congress. He was in the Senate. And yeah, he was part of the whole game too, but he was a politician for a while, with a lot of work that did get done on a bipartisan basis, but that all stopped about, 10, 12 years ago? That all stopped. Unbelievable. Term limits. Yeah, guess who votes the term limits? The guys that are there. Not going to happen. Upward pressure. 164.87. Let's go. GameStop showing really strong buying power right now. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Alex Neil, the people elect people that run on a platform of government doesn't work, and they get in office and they prove it. Exactly. Colin, man, imagine the infrastructure improvements of the U.S. and Halliburton and Schlumberger. They built roads and just didn't lead to wells. Man, oh man, oh man. If you paid politicians, they got their salaries on what they got done versus what they stalled, you'd have a lot getting done. Think about that. No politics here. That's it. EOD, end of the day, 175.01. That's where we're going. 165.20 on GameStop with 17 minutes to go. Olive oil, that's what it is. Problem is the United States aren't united. That's true. Revolutionary discussions with Uncle Bruce. Senator credit card. Some info for you, Bruce. The House and the Senate is called Congress. The more you know. Fair enough. Fair enough. Again, I'm just a Canadian just looking in from the outside, shaking my head going, the most powerful country in the world. When are they going to get their act together? Gosh, they used to do so much more. But it's okay. It's your country. Do it the way you want. It's all right. It's okay. Canadians love Americans. Americans love Canadians. It's the politicians we could all do without. Anyway, able to sell recycled pyrolysis for oil for 120 barrel. Way to go. Where's Dave Dees? We need his updates. Blackpink. Hey, Bruce, we know bagels are your favorite for lunch. What about dinner? Oh, gosh, no bagels for dinner. No. We love, we're easy going here. We are not fancy eaters in this house. We just finished last night our last batch of, we have these chicken breast fillets that we buy from Costco, and you buy these massive bags. You know how big the bags are at Costco. They're huge. For a 4'8" guy, they're like the half my size. And you get these breaded chicken patties. They put in the oven for like, 12 minutes each side. You put them in 12 minutes, turn them over 12 more minutes. They're done. They're delicious. They're fantastic. Then with that, we'll have maybe a Caesar salad with that. And maybe just cut them up and put them on top of a Caesar salad. So you have chicken bites and Caesar. What a meal. Well, I love that. We love to buy a big thing of burger, lean hamburger, and then pre-make burgers and have have a cheeseburger each for the first night, and then have a bunch of frozen burgers in the freezer for the next month. Love that. Love to buy an entire side of filet mignon, like the entire cut, $80 worth, and then cut like 10 or 12 steaks out of that with some smaller pieces for tri steak. Oh, love doing that. Fantastic. That lasts weeks, and it's cheap on a per serving basis. Yeah, there's all kinds of good stuff. We love to take burger and fry it up nice and loose, and Jen will put in some onion in there and some garlic in there, and then we'll add to that maybe some, we'll do up some noodles, and we'll have the bolognese and noodles, and oh, that's a great dinner. Or something as simple as meatballs from IKEA. I love those IKEA meatballs, and Kraft Dinner. Just Kraft Dinner, meatballs on the side, fried up in butter after you nuke them to get them warmed up. Oh, that's a delicious meal. That's us. That's our style, man. I eat nicely, really well on cruise ships. Then I eat really good food. Or in Vegas, I'll go to Vegas. I love to go to the Bellagio and hit that buffet up. I know it's now $50. I guess it's expensive. It used to be like $20 a shot, $25 a shot. Now it's more like 50. But oh, do I eat like a king in there? Just fantastic. But I gotta tell you, my system just isn't used to that kind of quality of food. It just kind of goes, what is this? There's all kinds of protein and vitamins and minerals. And so what kind of food is this? Well, what happened to that other stuff you usually go there? That just goes right through you. I don't know about that. We love to go to the grocery store and pick up a roasted chicken. And we're in Calgary. We'll pick up a roasted chicken from Costco. Oh, man, that is our favorite. We buy a Costco roasted chicken and add some, get some broccoli and boil up the broccoli, steam it up, and maybe some steamed up cauliflower, and put some cheese sauce on that, and with the chicken, and oh yeah, it's a meal fit for a king. And the leftovers from a Costco chicken last for days. The chicken salad sandwiches, man, that's good stuff. Easy going, you gotta love it. Oil's going to 180. Good luck, John Van. If it does, I'll send you $20. Wizard, no, we don't. Opposite of progress, Congress. My son works for an oil company. They're blowing and going. They are blowing and going. Oh, well, way to go. It's 60 odd bucks a barrel. Produce all you want, because I don't see it going to 180. 165.68. No, 164.94. 165.02. And we got 13 minutes to go in the day. Uncle B, I got 20 to 40 shares in GameStop, and most of the SPACs you like, but I wonder if I should just put it all in GameStop and see where I land after takeoff. What do you think? Spread it out or all in? Look, I can't tell you which one's going to go first, fastest, furthest. I can't tell you that. I don't know. I like it all. I give you my list of my favorites, and how you handle it is how you handle it, and that's what the difference is between me and an advisor. I'm not your advisor. I'm just a guy in front of a computer telling you what I think in plain English, and hope you like it. Please like it, and let me know by throwing me a thumbs ups on these shows. Did someone say blowing and going? Wizard Hour. I like that guy. He's funny. If a dumb country is powerful, who needs to be smart? There you go. Thumbs up for the big close. Bruce, you are a crunchy or soft cookie kind of guy. Oh, I love the softer cookies. Not a crunchy cookie kind of guy. I love the soft cookies. Yeah, I love the soft. New Jazz. Observe. Thyself, did I get banned? Getting sick of the bagels. I love bagels. Adventures with Duncan. I could recommend a breakfast. Wizard. I will never notice he had a sense of humor. He just spams know-it-all stuff. USA equals America, Canada, North America. Laughing my tush off. Colin, one day in the near future, Bruce will eat something other than a bagel for breakfast, and the whole internet will collectively lose its mind. Brace yourselves, buy more GameStop. 165.30 on the stock with 11 minutes to go. That's where we're at right now. Volume of about 9.8, maybe 10 million. Let's see. How many volume now on GameStop? It is 10 million shares of GameStop now, trading at 165.08. AMC 960, up 27 cents. The Dow still down 159. No recovery in the Dow today. We're going to have a down day today. There it is. Forgot my thumbs up. Think we're going to close at a new high for the day. I don't think so. No, he's not banned. I'm sure he'll show up. No one's banned here. No one's banned. Thanks for ending the political talk. Oh, we get so much of it already. It's good to have not to be political. I got to know, Bruce, what is your favorite Seinfeld episode? Oh, my God. The Contest. One of my all-time favorites. Cray America, where Kramer has a young kid working for him. And at the end of the show, George and Jerry are asking Kramer, "Where's your guy? Your guy from Cray America?" "Oh, he's going to be gone for a very long time." Something didn't work out. The balloon-filled oil drum or whatever the heck it was, hilarious. So many Seinfeld episodes. I mean, a zillion of them. Just a zillion of them. There's no end to it. I love every one of those episodes. Can't get enough of Jerry's. Of course, he says attendees with salad. Now you're talking. Just getting to sign in. I saw someone post on the Reddit group that there's a large short position on IPOE that has been addressed. No idea. Tony, lies. We know you only eat bagels and Lunchables. That's all you do. Call it for a sec. I thought you said Bruce yourselves for it. Bruce yourself. Just bought 50 more GameStop. 164.69 right now. I'll have to send Bruce some Swedish meatballs. Anybody know when the monthly expiry contracts pop up for 2022? When the monthly expiry contracts pop up for 2022, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Every Friday is when options expire. Observe thyself. I hear you. He cracks jokes here and there, laughing out loud. What do you think of oil stocks, Bruce? I think they're going to survive, but I don't know if they're going to do well. There's just so much oil out there, and I got to know that this market in this economy, and I got to know that this virus is really defeated, because I don't know if globally we're going to be in an all hands on deck, let's go forward with business mode or not yet. This could be a while yet. Hit the like button, everybody. Imagine when the squeeze has squawked until Bruce will be eating attendees, all the support that you give him. Thank you, everybody. Do you choke on? I know what's going on here. Toasted, those roasted chickens are full of hormones. Made my dog start lactating. I don't know what's going on here. I'll have to give him another shot. Being a girl, I see things differently, I guess. Let's see here. Where are we? Laughing at Tony. I raise my own beef. Have it processed. Put it right in the freezer. Spread it out. Jesse put it all in GameStop. Like Buffett says, diversification is for idiots. Whatever. Let's see here. Decisions. Soft cookies for the win. Family of 4. Lambo or food stamps or nothing. GameStop. What up, everybody? Apart from 1 month badge gang. Let's see here. When did you fall in love with bagels? I remember eating bagels as a child for the first time ever. My dad loved bagels. I remember back in 1963. I mean, I was 8, and we would be in a Volkswagen. We were driving. My dad was driving a Volkswagen Squareback station wagon, and he used to work in Simpsons in the toy department. But I remember we would be in Toronto, wherever we went to for whatever we had to do, and we would stop at, I think it was the Yorkdale shopping mall, but I could be wrong because this is so back in history. But in Toronto, there was a particular strip mall where there was a bakery that made bagels daily, and my dad would pop in there. We'd wait in the car for him. He'd pop into the bakery. He'd come out with a bag full of 24 bagels, and they would be freshly made. I mean, the car would just smell from this beautifully made brand new bagels. And he would get 6 plain bagels and 6 sesame seeds and 6 poppy seeds and 6 all, every kind of topping you can imagine. He would have at least 2 bagels, maybe 36 bagels, and they'd come in a giant paper bag. And I remember we would go home in Bay Ridges, Ontario. So that would be on the east side of Toronto, and the car would just be just, oh, the smell of these bagels. We would get home and immediately my mom would start toasting up some bagels. And my sister and I would have bagels with jam or jelly on it. And my dad would have a bagel with, I don't know what on it, butter and maybe some liver sausage with garlic in it, or he'd have some ham on there. And I mean, mom and dad and the kid, we're eating a bagel for dinner. I mean, we were so craving them now. But the rest of them, my mom would pack them up in like plastic baggy bags. And she would have like a freezer bag, and she'd have 3 or 4 at a time in a baggie. And they would go in the freezer on top of the fridge. And then the rest of them would be in baggies downstairs in the big freezer, in the big 6-foot freezer. And always frozen bagels in the house. And I recall where he would, it would be like a Sunday morning, and we'd have bagels for breakfast. But what he would do is my dad would grab a package, like a bagel bag full of 4 different bagels, let's say. And what he would do is he would take them out, and he would melt them, like let them thaw a bit. But then he would take tap water and he would soak them in tap water. And then he would put them on a rack in the oven, because we didn't have a microwave in 1963. And they would be in the oven at like 220 degrees, warming them up. And they would thaw, and the water would permeate in. They'd be moist. And they would come out of the oven nice and hot, and just like they were baked, just baked. And he'd grab the oven mitts, and he would cut them in half. And we would then put the butter on there. Oh my God! We wouldn't have to toast them. We would just eat them like that. The butter would melt in the soft bread in the middle, and then whatever we put on top of them, and eat that. Oh man, it's a childhood memory of these. These were basically a rarity. This was not a normal event. This was once a week, once every second week. We would have some bagels, and this batch would last about a month or so. And then within the next month, my dad would find an excuse to be at in that area in Toronto. He would pop into this place, drive 15 miles out of his way to get to this bakery, and pick off another 2 or 3 dozen bagels and bring them home. And we would have them every once in a while as a delicacy. That's the word I'm looking for. It was a delicacy to have these bagels, not a normalcy. Normal for us was rye bread in the house. My mom and dad were being of the European variety. They would enjoy the German rye bread, dark rye, even pumpernickel rye bread. My mom loved pumpernickel bread, and I remember having for breakfast, dark pumpernickel with butter on it, and then thinly sliced salami slices. And I would put the 2 halves together, and then chomp on a pumpernickel and salami bread sandwich. I mean, we German kids, we were certainly getting our fats and our proteins. There's no question about that. GameStop 164.33 down 964. I can tell you though, there was no problem in the house. Cray America, that's right. There was no problem in the house with good food. It was good European eating. I'll tell you, my mom used to make a split pea soup with ham in there to die for. My mother, when she made a sauerbraten, that was a roast beef that she would produce. Oh my gosh. And then she would produce what we called klops. That was German meatballs, where she would make these. They were like a cross between a meatball and a hamburger patty, but it was much more meatball thick, with a little chunks of onion in there and garlic in there. And then she would fry those up. Oh my gosh, with a wild mushroom gravy sauce on top, with mashed potatoes or just boiled potatoes, and some cabbage on the side. Oh my goodness. We survived the winters in Toronto. No problem whatsoever. Absolutely no problem. This channel turns into munchies all the way up. We talk about food. We love food. Who's hungry right now after Bruce is talking about food? Wiener Schnitzel. Oh, my mom could make a Wiener Schnitzel. Yeah, I got in Cray America. Now that's a SPAC you gotta love. Bruce, you're making me hungry, man. Oh man, my mom on dinner time. Oh man. When Dad came home from those road trips, after being away for a half a week, 4 days on the road, 2 days on the road, and be back, we would have a dinner Mom would have a dinner going. There was a reason Dad always came home. It was good food waiting for him. Yes, indeed. We are closing up in the last minute here on the market right now. Dow down 130 points with a slight recovery, but nothing serious to get excited about. So funny hearing about all the food on here. Ostrike, Bruce, have you seen a Key and Peel's Bagels are for sale associates? You can find their sketch comedy on YouTube. Have not watched it. Jermac, I will bounce back. It'll bounce back. I'll throw my body in front of a bus. It's coming back. My mom makes a great sauerbraten, and I hope it's spelled that right. That's how I'm reading it. Fantastic. Oh, yeah, my dad used to buy the picnics. He would buy these giant 20-pound a chunk of ham, picnic ham. And man, oh man, that would be pre-cooked and smoked, I think it was. And then it would be in the fridge on a giant plate. And this picnic would come out on a Sunday afternoon. It would come out, and he would have this dark rye bread, German rye bread, thinly sliced. He'd have a sharp knife, butcher's knife, and he would slice off slices of this picnic. And I'd sit down with him, and he'd say, "You ready for some of this?" I go, "Oh, yes, sir, I certainly am." And so he'd grab a slice of rye, cut it in half, give me a half a slice. He'd take a half a slice. He would slice these thin slices of this picnic onto the bread. And then we had the horseradish from the German quality, hot horseradish, the kind of horseradish you take the tip of your finger and you touch that and put in your tongue, and your tongue explodes. We're talking hot horseradish. Slather that on that ham, boy. Yeah, he wanted to make sure I had hair growing on my chest by the time I was 12. Unbelievable. And he's got his beer going there. I got my milk, and we're eating this. And my mom would just walk by and shake her head in disgust because she couldn't eat much of this, just a little at a time. But, oh, my dad and I would eat this, have this picnic. This picnic would last a week and a half in the fridge, and it would just slowly but surely die as you see this bone start to stick out of the top of it, because he would be shaving it off and shaving it off. Oh, man, a cheap meat. I mean, cheap, people food, but, oh, man, the poor knew how to eat in Germany too. They knew how to eat. Oh, the real deal. I got to tell you, we used to love this stuff. There was a German festival in the next town over. They have the most amazing kraut balls. Oh my God. Fight on 165, 164.46, GameStop. We're done on GameStop. We're closed at 164.46, and we're now trading 164.91 in the aftermarket. Oh, man. Yep. I got to tell you, the food in those days, oh, man. Another thing my parents used to do is they used to buy this herring. They would buy this herring that would come in these containers, I think from like Norway or off the coast of Denmark, like off of Denmark or Netherlands. And it was these plastic jars. Now, I don't know if any of you remember these. They'd be about the size of a soccer ball, but they would look like mini barrels, miniature barrels. And they'd be a white in the middle with an orange bottom and an orange lid, all plastic. And you open the lid up. It had to be sealed somehow. You open it up, and inside was salty water with vinegar in there, brine we called it, and herring. No heads, no tails, just herring, or no heads, just tails. Can't remember. And they'd all be gutted. And my parents would buy like 2 or 3 of these things. They were big. They would hold, I don't know, 4 or 5 pounds of herring each. And the deal was that my one of our relatives would be over to help out with this. My mom and my dad and our uncle, and then we kids, we would sort of help out. And my mother would be grab a 20-pound bag of white onions, or yellow onions, I guess, yellow onions. And she would peel the onions, and then she would cut the onions up so that they would be like rings of onions, not onion rings, but half an onion diameter, and then cut out. And these would be put into a bowl. She'd have this gigantic bowl of 20 pounds of sliced onions. And you had to know how to cut this, otherwise you'd be tearing up like crazy. The house would just smell like sliced onion. And then my dad and his buddy, or my uncle, would take these herring, and they run a sink full of water, pour the herring in, and they would then drain the water out and fill it up again, drain the water out, fill it up, and they would rinse off this herring, which was so salty and this briny stuff. And then they would peel out, take out the spine of the fish and all the bones and pull all that out because it was really soft and whatever. They cut the tails off, and then they would have the fillet of this herring fillet, and they would then take big glass jars, and in the glass jars they would fill it up a third of sliced onion, a bunch of round peppercorns would go in there. I'm trying to remember what else they would add in there. I can't remember what else they added in there. It had to have been garlic. And then vinegar. I think it was all vinegar after that, white vinegar. And then they would have chunks. They would take the fillets and cut 1-inch slices of the fillet and stuff it in as much as they could. And then close the lid up, shake it all up, and get it all mixed up, and then set it on the counter. And they would have 10 of these things, a ton of them. And it would be an all-day Sunday project. And this would be done like once a year. And you'd have 10 jars of pickled herrings. And after about a month is when you open them up. Because after a month, you have and you shake them every couple of days. You shake it up and mix it up. And at the end of the month, you've got this herring that is so soft that is just melt in your mouth, delicious from that taste of the vinegar and the onion and everything. It's all seeped in. And my dad, I remember, he would grab a jar and grab a plate, and he would just, with tongs, pull out the herring and the onion on a plate, and he would have dark bread, no butter on it, and he would have a piece of herring and a piece of rye bread and a bit of the onion with the herring on the bread. That would be a meal for him. That would be a meal for him, reminding him of his youth, because in those days, that's all you had. And those flavors would come back to him as a young guy. And the same with any relative coming over. The relatives that come over for a Sunday afternoon visit, out would come a jar of this herring. And all the guests would go, oh, from the old country, and they would all light up. And the women would kind of go, we kind of want cake and coffee, but the guys would eat up this herring and the onion and the dark rye and shots of vodka to wash it down with, and the stories would start coming out. All the stories of the relatives would be coming out. Unbelievable. And I'm a fly in the wall watching all this. I'd have a little of this myself, but boy, my dad was into this stuff, and they just loved it. The old ways. Man, oh man. The best of the best. And my mother would occasionally buy bratwursts at the butcher, or she would buy garlic sausage at the butcher, but not often because it was expensive. It was expensive prepared meats. But the food in those days, the German meat, the German foods, oh my gosh. She could make rotkohl, the red cabbage. Oh man, that was to die for. She'd only make it about 2 or 3 times a year, but she would make enough that we would have 2 weeks of leftover. And pounds of this stuff would disappear, just disappear. The plumbing in the house would get a workout, though. I'll tell you that would go through you pretty good. Bratwurst, Uzingers, Clements, and Scunny, Sauerbraten. Oh my gosh, the good food. Horseradish is one of my faves. Beer milk. All these great comments. Thank you for tolerating my stories today. Horseradish is the best. I just called it. It was just called Deutsche Blutwurst, and it varies hard from region to region. But we do have a lot of good food here. But you always look to what you don't have. Me personally, Blutwurst, yeah. The blood sausage. You'd buy that all sliced up at the deli, and it would be like purple-colored meat on bread. No one but diehard Germans would eat this stuff. Cleaning it all out. Oh yes, I want to do a U.S. burger tour. Oh man, yeah, a new image. Uncle Bruce at the buffet. He knows what he wants. I do. Going when I'm at the Bellagio, they do have the marinated herring off to the side that you can. I always grab some of that. Oh, for sure. It's the only times I eat it. I just don't buy. I don't buy jars of it at the grocery store. It's just. You only eat a few pieces and then you're good for a while. And It's got to be fresh and yeah. Oh, absolutely. Food markets with Bruce. Let's see here. What else we got going here? Thank you everybody for being here tonight. Brats and beer. Now this is how we do it in Wisconsin. Now you're talking. I love pickled herring. Um, oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Let's see here. Um, Pickled herring is horrible. Don't let Bruce trick you into eating. Oh no, if it's the right kind, it's good. It's really good, especially if it's got that vinegar, really dipped in vinegar, like sitting and marinated in vinegar for weeks, months. Then it's just right. But just a couple pieces. That's all you can do. What did they do with the shrubberies? Yep, use a very sharp knife, and you won't get the tears. Let's see here. Pickled herring. Oh man, beef. I'm starving now. You are killing me. Pickled herring had vodka and pickled herring with some sweets at Thanksgiving one time. No, thank you. Worst mistake I ever made. I opened the Swordsburg can close to me, and since the can is under pressure, it sprayed me in the face. Oh no. Bruce, you have the worst diet I've ever heard of. It's melting your mouth because you rotted it. That's why. Oh man, reminds me of the scene in the movie where Julia Childs spends a long time chopping a mountain of onion. That meal sounds great. Oh man, oh man, oh man. That sounds like child abuse, Tobias. Saltine crackers with herring makes an excellent lunch. The herring is wonderful. We eat it for breakfast here in Scandinavia. You guys could learn something from us. I just love buying. At the Walmart here in Cranbrook, the big Walmart, the nearest one for us, they have tins of herring, herring in tomato sauce, herring in mushroom sauce, herring in paprika sauce, fried herring in a vinaigrette sauce. These are imported from Denmark. They're from overseas. Absolutely delicious. I think nothing of grabbing 2 slices of rye bread, buttering them generously, slap them in together, having a seat and grabbing a can of the herring, pouring the can onto a small bowl, like not a cereal bowl, but not a flat plate, but a kind of a plate that's a half bowl, half plate, pouring that into there, getting every bit out, then going to the sink with the tin and rinsing the tin out with fresh water, and then throwing the tin out, because otherwise you'll attract all kinds of wildlife to your garbage. And then having this tender herring in a tomato sauce or a paprika sauce or a wild mushroom sauce with bread, and I'll even take the loaf, slice, one slice here, and then using fork and knife and cutting a 1-inch square piece of bread, and then getting a little bit of herring on top of that, dipping it in the sauce and having that. Jennifer can't stand it. Jennifer cannot. Jennifer loves fish, but she won't eat this. I'll eat this. I don't eat fish, but I'll eat this. Oh man, that's so good. Vodka, the only way to get us sweets to talk. Thank you, everybody. Vodka. Oh my gosh. Yep, those are the days. Watching my dad and the relatives enjoy vodka to stop you from remembering the taste. Have a good night, Tony. Sweets always have pickled herring every Christmas, midsummer, Easter holidays, always for special occasion. Once again, come for the stock, stay for the stories. Oh yes. Oh my gosh. But my mom is 100% German. My dad is 100% Greek, but I'm adopted. Unbelievable. Bruce, did you know you have 5.1 million views of this channel right now? That's amazing. There's a lot of people who look up to you, keep up the excellent work. We know we broke 5 million views, I think, last week sometime. And we're on our way now. We just keep on going. Tobias, I'm half Swedish, half American. I'm either really talkative or super introverted, depending on the company. The unaware don't know that we're surrounded by herring up north. Blood pudding is barf. What is your favorite way to prepare your milk steak? I don't know what that means. Tim, you must cut down the mightiest tree in the forest with a herring. Oh, man. Oh, boiled over hard. What else here? So much fun. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Here we go. IBM is up $5.57 in the aftermarket. $138.50 just came out with their earnings. That's what was just rolled here. Fantastic. Nice to see IBM have a nice shot. I know some of you purchased it. I told you to buy it at 119, 120. I hope you got it. It's doing great. IBM rises as it returns to growth. Yep, that's right. IBM is growing and is growing nicely. 138.78 on IBM. Fantastic. That's up nicely. Greekish. I'm Greekish. Oh, man. Yeah, IBM up 4% in after hours. I'm familiar with pickled herring and horseradish. My grandpa made it for the whole family. That's what grandparents know what to do. There you go. I got to have liver dumplings now. True Bavarian. Herring in Sean sauce. Oh, man. Oh, with some potatoes. Oh, Polish herring with sour cream and apples. Also delicious. Oh, my gosh. Wouldn't that be delicious? Herring and sour cream. I remember having that, definitely having that with sliced mushrooms in there. I remember that from way back. Oh, I remember that. Now you better listen to our man. He knows what's good food. Denmark getting a lot of Bruce the love today. Bacon. Oh, bacon. Schinken. Yeah, it's about time. Another disgusting form of fish is gelfite fish. Gelfite. Remember, you need a Y chromosome to like the flavor. It's only 699 thumbs ups. Come on, people, we can do better. Well, I'm not getting the thumbs ups. I can't stand pickled herring. 732 thumbs ups right now. Thank you, everybody. 29 thumbs downs. Appreciate that. IBM now up to 139.24, up $6 a share, up $6.30 a share on IBM. 5 million. That's 5 million views for this channel. Yep, we're climbing. We're climbing on views. Thumbs ups, everybody. Thank you. I didn't hear you. I think I'm losing my hearing. I have a 140 call on IBM Friday. I guess I'll be rolling it. Well, Michael, you'll see. You know, it might reach this 140 level, then back off a little bit. You just have to watch. Keep your eye on it. Every day that goes by, it's going, but time will tell. Forget the herring. The best seafood is blue crab steam with beer and homemade. Oh, man. I love at the Bellagio in Vegas, the buffet. You go in there, the shrimp. They got the giant prawns. I mean, they're big. And you grab all you want. You grab the bowl with the shrimp, that sauce, that dipping sauce, and then you grab some lemons, wedges, and you squirt that all over it. Then you peel the back end of that shrimp and dip it into that tomato-y, horseradish-y sauce. To die for, all you want. That's why this buffet is so expensive. It is such good food. You can get the same shrimp, maybe not quite as big, but close, at the buffet at Orleans. The Orleans, they have a good, and that buffet is about $20, $25. Good value. At least the last time I was there. It's been a while. Sly boiled over hard with a side of finest jelly beans. Let's see. Don't knock the steak until you put grass-fed ribeye and cream into a crock pot for 5 hours. Oh my gosh, drooling. Holy moly. I see the herring boats from my kitchen window on Vancouver Island every March. But the herring gets shipped overseas. Top dollar. No one locally will pay the price, but you'll get top dollar overseas for this stuff. Absolutely, you sure will. Here we go. Bruce, I'm digging into this IBM story. They're like the number 5 cloud provider. It seems like they're making moves. Doubt they'll dethrone Amazon for number 1, but a bump to number 2 and number 3 is mega. Yeah, they're really moving into this area. IBM is on a growth curve, and I like the company as a whole. I like the dividend they're spitting out. Very good cash flow. Yeah, this company is on definitely a different IBM than the last 10 years. I'm so looking forward to traveling and trying all these strange sounding foods. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh, yes. German food. When my daughter lived in Berlin, where she lived was at one time East Berlin, and there's a restaurant just a couple blocks from her place that's been in business for 30 years, and they opened up as an East Berlin restaurant. The guy is an East Berliner, and the entire restaurant is full of East Berlin memorabilia. Just everything East Berlin memorabilia you can imagine. It's just a time warp being in this place. It's like being in a restaurant from 1980, before the 89 fall of the wall. And the food is to die for. It is just to die for. And Monday nights is Wiener Schnitzel night, and it's on special. And it doesn't matter what it normally costs and what it's on sale for. It might be $5 off. It doesn't matter. You buy it whenever you go in there. You get the schnitzel. Oh my gosh! You get a plate that's the size It's the size of it's huge. It's gigantic. And the 3/4 is the schnitzel. And then you get a side of sauerkraut, and you get a side of refried potatoes. Oh, yeah. And then you get the sauce, the dipping sauce for your schnitzel, which is wild mushroom gravy. You get a bowl of this stuff, and you take a little piece of that schnitzel and you cut it off, and then you dip it into your mushroom sauce. Eat that. Melt in your mouth perfection. Then you take refried potato. You take a chunk of that. You dip that into your gravy, and oh my goodness, with the German beer. You don't want it to end. I mean, you just don't want it to end. You're just, oh, it's so good. Dessert, the schmert. You don't worry about dessert. This is all in one. It's so good. Then you take another piece of that schnitzel, and then you get your sauerkraut. You put some sauerkraut on top of the schnitzel, and then you eat that. Oh, yeah. The Germans know what they're doing. You know, they know how to. They certainly know how to eat. I'll tell you that right now. Oh my gosh, so good, so good, so good. Anyway, everybody, thank you for being here. Brace yourselves. He's talking about fish. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And thank you for being around. For the second there, I could taste the refried potatoes. Oh, yeah. Best schnitzel I ever had. Lübeck, Germany. Yum. Best schnitzel. Best schnitzel. Schnitzel. Best schnitzel. AB, definitely more secured back end with Red Hat over there. IBM with Red Hat. You betcha. I'm a Linux guy. I'm based, but they're also right. Oh, man, that's one of my faves. Never had refried potatoes, but I love good potato pancake. Oh, good potato pancake. Yeah, that's when you go to a Jewish deli and you have a potato pancake. Head to Palm Desert, California. Go to Sherman's Deli, and then you have the pastrami sandwich, and it's a half pastrami sandwich and half corned beef sandwich, except it's not on bread. It's on a potato pancake. So you got the potato pancake on the bottom with pastrami, and on the other half is corned beef, and on the top is another half of a potato pancake. That's your sandwich. You grab your fork and knife, and you have your mustard over here, your prepared mustard, and oh yeah, you're carving off the pastrami with the mustard on it, having a chunk of potato pancake with it. Oh God, to die for! Oh yeah! Oh my God! Wishing I took Red Hat classes when I had a chance. There are so many varieties and variants of schnitzels. For all situations, there's one, even with adopted sauce hollandaise. Yes, it's true. It's true. Our grocery store has sushi called a San Antonio roll, crab, spicy pimento cheese, cucumbers, avocado. Pretty tasty. Oh, this is a herring fishery. Oh, my sir, this is a herring fishery. Swede, Humboldt, howdy, neighbor. How you guys doing? Oh, my gosh, yeah. You can't beat some of this food, making me so hungry. By the way, the best potato pancakes topping is cranberry sauce. We discovered that a year ago with Hanukkah. Hanukkah came out after Thanksgiving. It's delicious. I love applesauce, potato pancakes and applesauce. Some folks like potato pancakes and sour cream, but I prefer the potato pancake applesauce and then the pastrami with the mustard. It's a party. It's a party in your mouth. I'll tell you that right now. I live in SA at HEB, right? I don't know what that means, but applesauce. Yeah, the applesauce. Oh, applesauce and potato pancakes. I like thin potato pancakes. I prefer them very thin and crispy. That's how I really like them. But sometimes you get them thick. They're very thick and crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. I prefer them a little thinner all around. My mom used to make them that way. And the applesauce, oh my gosh, so darn good. I had schnitzel in Helen, Georgia. Pretty good. Cheesy bacon eggs for breakfast this AM. Now, what for lunch? I take potato pancakes with any of those things. Cranberry sauce is everything people sauce but butter or better. McDonald's apple pie is the best. Take care, Bruce and all. Michael, you take care. Bruce, just inside, laughed on the outside. San Antonio roll. See ya. Well, howdy nonetheless. Just say I really like thin pancakes. Taking it easy, Mike. Take it easy. There was so much better when they were fried. Oh, yeah. Later's Mike. Yeah, but I'm in Austin. Can you get San Antonio's? Yep, they're also funny. I never pictured Uncle Bruce here as a top-notch foodie. Way to go, Uncle Bruce. Well, how do you think you get this? You don't buy this in the store. You got to work on it, man. You got to work on it. What can I tell you? Thank you, everybody, for being here. Did you see the video of CITHQ Drone Division Dubois? No idea what that is, Jake. No idea what you're talking about there. What are we doing right now? We're in the aftermarket on GameStop. 164.35, nothing going on. But on the aftermarket on IBM, we're at 518, up 518 to 138.30 on the IBM. Those of you who have IBM, way to go. 100% agree. I hate that they cheapened up. I put lingonberry sauce on my latke. Super good. Oh my! I won't do it. I won't say it, but you can't make me say I like those really thin pancakes, shake and bake. Right, corned beef, sauerkraut, and a really crunchy hash brown potato with hot mustard. Oh man! I make homemade biscuits, T-bone steak, fried potato, sausage gravy. Yeah, that's pretty good stuff. 4'8", 320 pounds. I was wrong, I guess, but today was green. I think it's a version of the black dragon roll, but I could be way wrong. I love preparing for breakfast once in a while when my daughter is around. She'll ask me to make Daddy's world famous pancakes. I make a version of pancakes that we call world famous pancakes, and what they really are crepes. They're crepes, and they're about 12 inches in diameter, extremely thin. And you produce these on a high heat with oil on the pan. You pour this in there, spread it out, and it's a nice thin crepe. And if you do it right, you have enough sugar in the mix and enough vanilla extract in there, the flavoring of vanilla extract. Then they fry up on the pan and get a little crispy on the outside and the edges. Perfect. Then you drip the oil off, put it on a plate, make the next one. My mother used to bang these off like every 2 minutes. She would make another of these beautiful, thin crepes. Absolutely delicious. And growing up, I remember when we would be sort of 1 week to go before Dad got paid. Those last weeks would be leftovers from the freezer down below. And then one night, Mom would have, for dinner, we'd have crepes for dinner. Oh my gosh. Well, I picked up that tradition, and I love making these anytime, but my daughter loves these for breakfast. And what I'll do is I'll get a jar of peaches from Costco. You know those big jars of peaches you get from Costco, those quarter slices of peaches. Yeah, I'll have the crepe on a plate. I'll have 2 of them on a plate. And then I'll open up that jar and I'll grab a spoon and put a whole bunch of chunks of peach on top of there with that peach sauce and eat that. That will be my breakfast right there. Just a thin slice of the pancake and a thin slice of a piece of that peach. Grab the fork with the peach and then grab the pancake and roll it like just spin it around your fork. And then you got your fork here, you got pancake crepe all around it in spiral with the peach in the middle. Eat that. Oh, and if you really go nuts, and I mean really go nuts, you make up some fresh whipping cream, you put that on top. Now you have that pancake with the peach in the middle and then a daub of the whipping cream on top, and that goes in there. No chewing required. I mean, it just dissolves and melts away. Oh, that's the best diet you can ever have. I'll tell you right now. Oh my gosh. I'm in the kitchen cranking these out. Got Jen eating them. I got my daughter eating them. Any friends that are over, I'm cranking them, and I'm every third one is mine. Every fourth one is mine, and I'm eating in the kitchen while I'm making them. I never get to sit down at the table because by the time everyone's finished eating, I've eaten 2 of them myself, 3 of them myself. I'm all done. They're all done, and it is to die for. Oh my gosh! You can pour real maple syrup on top of the peaches if you want to really enhance the sugary, the whole thing. If you want to really, you can do that. But I'll tell you, it's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. When we coming over for dinner, biscuits and gravy, wahoo, and egg yolks and everything. Sorry, Bruce, we're cross talking over here about HEB sushi. It's all good. All the lights were on. Can I come? Also, never on. Jake, yeah, we saw it. Yes, indeed. Love a nice quality crepe. Oh yeah, that is Uncle Bruce's the pancake man. I could eat a bucket of that gravy right now. Let's see. Dads always have a world famous recipe. Miss my dad. Love that story. Oh, for sure. Let's see here. Oh, my buddy from Costa Rica showed me the way with thin cakes, fresh diced ginger, nalilla, and cinnamon. Ooh, geez. Oh, yeah. It was hilarious when he did that. Vanilla, even. I can only imagine being your client in 1985. I'm picnicking in the red, and you cuddle me for hours of stories about culture, cuisines, and your family crepe recipe. You ever been to Mexico and Caboose? I live and work in Texas. I'm from Mexico City, where when the world is reopening again, I'll take you guys for a gastronomic tour. You'll never forget. Oh my gosh. That sounds delicious. The drones and the grill are cardboard apocalypse signs. So good. Let's see here. Love Costa Rican food. Never been twice. Never disappointed. Crepes, English pancakes, milk, egg, flour, but the proportions must be precise. Although I never saw my grandmother use a measuring spoon, she just knew she did. That's exactly right. I don't do measurements either. I just feel it. Dangerously good. We made like 40 of them one day. Deutsche crepes, yummy. The worst thing about the pandemic, besides the morbid stuff, so many restaurants are closed. Guess that's why I get so excited about German food, even though it's normally the most basic stuff. Miss it so much. My mother used to make so many crepes. I mean, so many. She would in one sitting, she'd make enough for my dad. He'd eat 4 or 5 of them. I'd eat 3 or 4 of them. My sisters would eat 2 or 3 each. She'd eat a couple. She'd make 20 more. We'd have in the fridge for like 3 days would be cold crepes. There'd be like 20 of them in a stack, the size of a dinner plate, each one. And all you did is you get into the fridge, you open the door, and you'd rip the half of the crepe, rolled it up, and then walk around the house eating a cold crepe as a leftover for days. They were so sugary and tasty and delicious. The cold crepe would be around. My dad would grab a half of one or a full one. He'd grab one, just roll it on up, walk around the house chewing on a crepe. A snack in the middle of the day or the end of the day or before bedtime. Oh my gosh. So darn good. Chef Bruce, now you're talking. Uncle Bruce, please stop. Dinner's not for 2 hours here. Please stop doing this. You're killing me. This is the best segment right now. Pro tip: bourbon over grilled peaches on good vanilla ice cream. Oh my God. Oh, this is the best segment right here. Oh, the food. The food. My grandfather used to make baklava from scratch that was to die for. Oh, my God. So good. Oh, yeah, food, baby. If we eat pancakes, what was the story? If we eat pancakes here at my in-laws, Dutch pancakes, everyone takes turns to bake their own, so there's no one baker that has to stand. It's kind of chaotic. Oh, my gosh, I guess so. Let's see here. Oh, my gosh. I got to go. Apes be well. I'm so hungry now. What blasphemy is this talking about crepes? Oh, bye, whatever. Wizard Out Bruce is our dad now. Another pro tip: you have leftover crepes, stack them the size of a cake and put the Nutella between each one, then ice with your favorite jelly. Oh my God. Colin, you are speaking my language. He's such a cool dad. I spent a week in Santa Teresa and toured all over Nicoya. Incredible baklava, most everything else. Waffle. Not long after moving to Minnesota, we went to a get together. I grabbed some. What was this? I left some, and it was full of sugar, big fat. Nope, not for me. Dude, if we end up in a cruise buffet group in the future, they're gonna kick us out. Oh my gosh, I have a real maple syrup that's bourbon barrel aged for the pancakes. Oh, gave me some, got me through college. Thanks to my friends. What else is going on here? Oh my gosh, so much to travel for food. I eat good. I always make fresh crepes at Christmas to spoil my family. Cream cheese filling with blueberry and cherry compote. So dipping, seriously. I mean, yeah. Love it. I stayed at Hostel Seville, bike down to Malparis for fresh tuna. I get a sense of the menu in the next stonk markets with Bruce tour. I have some local bourbon honey. It's so good. I'm going to gain so much weight with all these yummy ideas. It's a Scandinavian crepe torture. Nothing better than real maple syrup on pancakes. Waffle Raptor. Ooh, waffles. Brucey, baby. You're going to have to make so many crepes on the first group cruise. Who made that syrup? Playa. One day I'll tell you my story from Playa, Missouri. Confused. Oh, food is such a good. You gotta love it. IBM back to 136.98, up 386, doing all right. It's hanging in there. Nothing wrong with the IBM tonight. Hanging right in there. Oh my gosh, GameStop 164.80 up 43 cents in the aftermarket. Not a lot going on. Yes, I tell you, I like the. I really like the. We did watch the IBM in the after hours. Bruce is getting creepy here. Getting crepe. Hey, Bruce, ever tried the Dutch pofferties with butter and powdered sugar? Oh, I got so much to learn. So much to learn. I got to get over there. Wally's World. Thank you, sir. I remember on Holland America, the first cruise I ever took with my wife Jennifer. This is the first time I was on an ocean ship since my ocean liner experience in 1962 when we came back from Germany. We were on the Holland America Oosterdam, and buffet in the morning for breakfast. Every morning buffet for breakfast. It was just so darn good. And what you did is you went to the waffle stand, and they were making these fresh waffles right on the spot. And you're just standing there with your plate, and the guy was cranking these waffles out of the. He had two machines going at the same time. You flip them over and they'd be done. And then you take the waffle with the tongs, put it on your plate, and you got like 2/4 of the waffle right there, half a waffle. And then over here is the section to add stuff on. And there was this they had the peaches. So I had one. I would take quarters of peaches and the sauce, and then there would be the strawberry in its sauce. Put that on this one. Then it would be the pouring of the real maple syrup on top of each one, and then the fresh whipping cream. Whack, a dollop of whipping cream onto each one. Then walk over to where the scrambled eggs were and all the other accoutrements. Take a little bit of scrambled egg onto the side, and then you found the crispy bacon. And you're taking tongs of this stuff, and it's so crispy that it's breaking apart as you're holding it in the tong. That's the kind of crispy bacon I'm talking about. That's it right there. Over to the breakfast table with your hot coffee, cream and sugar in the coffee, and here you are eating chunks of bacon with your finger because it's just to die for, and a little bit of scrambled egg, and these waffles with these toppings on it. And now the toppings have seeped into the waffle to make it softer. On a cruise ship, looking out over the ocean, you're eating this fruit. It's so good because you know you're going to walk it off later. Of course you are. Of course you're going to walk it off later. You're on a cruise ship. I mean, come on. That's what that promenade deck is for, to walk off those breakfasts every day. Oh, so good. Sarah comes from Trader Joe's, only available during the holidays. Bacon, ice cream, pancakes, and maple syrup. Oh my God. Oh, Pofficer. I don't know how to pronounce it. It just looks so good. Oh my God, Wizard Owl. Oh my God. I was just wondering, because our local distillery just started doing that with local maple syrup. Oh, so good. The food. Yes, Dutch puffies sound like a weed variety. Oh man, Sarah, Soren, good night, you lovely, crazy GameStop holders. It's lovely being part of the fun every day. I'm really enjoying it to the max. Got to go eat after all the food talk. Bagel time, laughing out loud. Oh, have a new-ish Haagen-Dazs bourbon, praline pecan, the real bacon bits, Nashville. Oh no, crepes and waffles. I'm dying here. You're killing me, man. Oh yeah, that's because everyone on a cruise ship is known for their walking. Yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, I'm gonna cry happiness. I have a nice meal. Oh my gosh. Let's see what else is going on here. It's official, breakfast or dinner here in Oklahoma. Dutch puffies, laughing out loud. You're killing me, man. You're killing me. And then for dinner, of course, it's barbecue time. You know, you got to have barbecue. So what I love to do at the buffet in Bellagio, you have your herring fillet and a little bit of lox, you know, and then some crab and then some shrimp, you know, peelish. That's your first go. Then you come back to the buffet and you pick off you start picking off the pork ribs that are just falling off the bones, super soft, like the back ribs. So you're picking those off with maybe some mashed potato perhaps, and maybe some some steamed broccoli, just for a little green, a little green. You're eating that for your second course, and you go back and maybe have a little slice of nice quality prime rib, perhaps. That's okay. Anyway, then it's dessert time. So at Bellagio, dessert time is where you go to the dessert section, and you find the bread pudding, and you grab a bowl like the size of a soup bowl. You find one of those at the soup section. You go back to the dessert section with your soup bowl. You now grab the bread pudding, and you pop that into the bottom of your bowl. Then you go to the soft serve ice cream machine, and you pour the soft serve ice cream on top of the bread pudding. Watch it melt, because the bread pudding is hot and this ice cream is melting on top. Then you go to the real chocolate sauce that the Bellagio has, not that cheap imitation stuff, the real thing. You pour that all over the bread pudding and the soft ice cream, and you're walking that back to your table. The bottom of your hand, the hand is getting warm because the bottom of the bowl is hot from the bread pudding, but the side of the bowl is cold from the ice cream. And you're watching the chocolate sauce melt into the ice cream, which is melting through the entire bread pudding. You get to the table, you got your spoon, and you are just delicately getting a little of that pudding, a little of that ice cream, a little of that chocolate sauce all together, and you're enjoying your dessert. Now you're talking a $50 buffet to the max. That's how it works. That's how you do it, kids. If you're not doing that, you're obviously a rank amateur and you haven't got a clue what you're up to. And I feel sorry for you, but what can I say? I have to stuff a lung back down my esophagus. Words are hard. Oh my. Oh yes. Pork belly meat, please. Lox. Oh man. That's me in the woods. Or have sprinkled a little white rum and then butter and powdered sugar. Oh yeah. Bread pudding. Oh, bread pudding is so good. Yes, that's super interesting. Can we find it online anywhere? Put the bacon on top. Oh, I'm seriously hungry. Damn, this sounds good. Some vanilla. What's it say here? Some vanilla ice. Thing is, I mostly eat them after a good dinner. You want to have more and more. I just heard Colin stomach roll. Uncle Bruce, I'll have to send you a pic of that dark chocolate black cherry bread pudding from the local bakery here one of these days. Oh my God. Fabulous. Just put on 10 pounds. Thanks a lot, Uncle Bruce. Food with Uncle Bruce right between TWB and Stock Markets with Bruce, please. Ron, that's just hard to get on the ride drive home. Wizard, that dessert was the greatest idea ever. Thank you. Oh, it is. It's the best thing to do. It's the way to do it. Absolutely. You don't take a little dish with some apple pie on it from a buffet. You don't do that. You make your own dessert from the ingredients available to you. It is, after all, a buffet. You make it yourself. Oh, it's so darn delicious. And the ice cream at Bellagio is a real creamy, soft ice cream. It's not like an ice milk. It's not a cheap quality. It's of a good quality. Yeah, that's when you know you're at the right buffet. Hey, Bruce, ever tried Belgian blue waffles? Got to get to Belgium and make this happen. I got to get over there. I have so much work to do on the kind of food I need to eat. I got so much. I got to start traveling, you guys. I'm stuck here in Creston. It's a little town of 5,000 people, and my idea of a gourmet meal is going to Timmy Hortons. It's kind of tough. We're in a tough spot here. What can I say? Wizard Owls, that dessert was the greatest idea ever. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Bruce. Ever tried Belgian blue waffles? We're going to get there. Describe them slowly, please. No blue waffles, Bruce. Who can sign off now? Bread pudding advice. Why would you sign off now? Are you kidding me? You can't be doing that. Oh, man. Yeah, my father used to love eating something known as a white fish. He would go to the deli, the German deli in our town, very traditional, and he would buy this smoked white fish, and it would have the head on it, would have the tail on it, would be gutted, but it would be smoked. And then it would be wrapped up in a newspaper when he took it out. That's how they wrapped it for him. And then he would take it home, and he would sit at the table all by himself, because this would be like a Friday night after the music store closed down, or a Saturday night after 6 o'clock. Mom and the kids already ate, so now Dad is going to have this absolute delicacy from his youth. And you have this white fish, unravel the newspaper, have a couple of slabs of dry rye bread, have a beer sitting right over here. and he would have a very sharp knife and a fork, and he would cut the head off the fish, to chuck that away, the tail off the fish. Then he would fillet this thing, open it up, and he would get the bone out, and now there was this delightful, soft white meat. And the trick of it is that you used your knife and your fork to cut the meat and separate it from the skin of the fish. And it would be fatty, but that didn't matter. What he would do is he would take a slice of bread, he'd cut a piece of the bread, and then he would put that beside the fish, put the fish on top of the bread, and then dip the bread in the fat, and then have the fish and the rye as one bite. And I would occasionally, maybe every second time, I'd be lucky enough where he'd give me a bite. He would give me a bite of this stuff, because you had to appreciate it as a delicacy. The sisters didn't like it, Mom didn't like it, but I found it to be a very interesting tasting smoked fish kind of a delicacy. And he would tell me that this was the kind of a delicacy that his father could afford back in the day. So we're talking about, he was my grandfather was born in 1900. So I would imagine that my father, as a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old, would see his father having this. No, sorry. No, that's not. Yeah, my dad was born in 29. So in the 30s, in the 1930s, my father, as a 5-year-old, 7-year-old, 10-year-old, would watch my grandfather, his father, eat this once a month, maybe once every 2 months, maybe. Would it be a rarity, a real rarity? And he would have this once in a while, just as a bringing it all back to him, just bringing it back. I remember one night we walked home together. We were leaving the music store together, and we were about a half a block away was a parking lot where my dad occasionally would park the car. And we were walking together after closing the store together. And I remember one day he told me this story about how time is unforgiving. It's always going by, and that that he was quickly approaching the moment in time where he would outlive his father, because his father died in April of 1945, in the last month of the war, the last weeks of the Second World War. And he was a railway worker. He was a worker for the German railway, which automatically made him part of the German army because it was national, as an important service. And in those days, most of the work my grandfather did at that time, at the end of the war, was just repairing rail lines, because they would get bombed out every day, and they would repair these lines to try to get goods and soldiers moving to try to defend the homeland. But he died in a bombing raid. There was a bombing raid because now that the German Luftwaffe, the air defense, was crushed by the Allies, and now the guns to defend the cities were being picked off. Most of Germany was wide open now. So now you can conduct daytime bombing runs on all infrastructure in Germany, more and more and more and more. And wherever my grandfather was, I don't know what city he was in, but he was sleeping in a rail car with like 50 other guys, because they would work all night in the evening, in the dark, to do the repairs. And then in the daytime is when they would sleep. And unfortunately, a daytime bombing raid came, and bombs fell down all over the place, and my grandfather was killed. So he died at age 45. He was born in 1900, died in 1945. My father, at age 44, 45, was well aware of the fact that he was quickly approaching the age of which his father had passed away, and that he would now outlive his father. And this was a big deal. It was 1974. And I remember him and I talking about this, walking to the car one night. It's just seared in there. You just don't forget this stuff. And I remember what a big deal this was to him, because for generations of Frommerts, a whole bunch of Frommerts never survived the Second World War. A bunch of them didn't survive the First World War. So a lot of the males died in their 20s and their 30s. They never made it past their 30s because they were always on the wrong side of the war, or they may have been victorious, but they still got picked off. So I remember my father telling me, I'm gonna outlive my father, which was one of his hopes, that one day when he was a young lad, and he lost his father at age 15, 16. His father was gone. He was hoping to outlive his dad. So now here I am. I'm going to be 66 this year. I'll be 66. But my father lasted until 71. So I have to go another 5 years to outlast my father. And so I want to honor him by passing him and continuing on. So it's funny how you think of your dad, and then you think of your father's favorite things, and food was such a big deal to my father because they survived the dirty 30s. And he was born in 29. So in 1934, he was 4 years old, or 4 or 5 years old. From age 5 on right to the end of the war, and through the end of the war, he starved. He was hungry all the time. And so these rare moments when food was aplenty, or a special delicacy was available, a special specialty, the whole community, the whole house would light up if there was a special kind of food available once a year, or every second year, or first time in a long time. And so in my father's adult life, as he made money, he made a living for himself, there were times where he was going to enjoy the fruits of his labor, and the several of his favorite things was having a good schnapps, having some darn good food, and certainly having these delicacies that were so special to the entire community, from Lithuania, from Poland, from Latvia, Estonia, from Germany, from Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, everywhere. To have these delicacies were something else. Absolutely. So, yeah. Ron Weppo, Bruce, you come to Holland. We're 30 minutes from Antwerp and Brussels. We got some good food down here. Oh, I'm sure you do. I am sure you do. Unbelievable. I see the news 2 months after GameStop went to the moon, a YouTube fan base from Uncle Bruce died all within a month from overeating all over the world. Only connection, they all tried Uncle Bruce's storytime food. If you add bread pudding at home, add a little Grand Marnier to that batter before you make it. Pretty darn delicious. Oh, my God. No kidding. Oh, man, the food. A new channel, Delicacies with Bruce. I'll buy a 1-year membership to that channel right friggin' now. I'm in. That's a deal. We will like the people on the movie, Wally. Smoked whitefish is the best. I eat it all the time. Caught fresh from Lake Superior. Yum, yum, yum. Let's see here. Thank you, guys. We need a herring emoji. Smoked whitefish. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Bruce will live to the age of the GameStop price. All the Europeans are so close to each other. If I want to visit my best friend Seattle, I have to fly an entire day. Laughing out loud. I know. No border EU thing. Anyone that survived that time are special people. The dust of the dirty 30s times was just inconceivable. My grandfather got me hooked on smoked fish at a young age. It will always be a fond memory for me. Thanks for sharing. My father used to buy these tins of fried herring in a vinegar sauce with sliced onions in there. And he'd open this tin up, and you could just instantly just smell this food like you've never smelled before. It was different, but it was delicious. And you would open this can up, and then he would. I remember in the 60s, he would eat out of the can. He'd eat this out of the can with a fork, with a slab of dark rye bread on the side. And to get him for me to get a piece of this, he'd have to be in an extremely good mood. Because this was so precious. I mean, a can of this stuff was a fortune. It was expensive. It had to be flown in from Europe. It was imported, very expensive by the time it came to Canada. But yeah, I'll tell you, you've entered the wrong herring chat. You've entered the herring chat, says observe thyself. Yeah, the food that he would love. And my mother would just go, oh, no, because she had the sweet tooth. That's where I'm getting that from, my mother's side. She had the sweet tooth. She was a cake girl, but she liked a good steak. Oh, don't worry about that. A nice slice of ham and good meat. Oh, for sure. But she also had the taste for dessert. And these pancakes, My father never made them, but he ate them. When my mom made these crepes, oh, he was right there, absolutely right there. I remember when towards the end of the month, when the money was tight, Mom would make the crepes. She would also take the batter and she would have apples on the counter. The apples were starting to get soft. We would peel the apples, and then she would take the core out, and then she would chunk the apples into little chunks, and then add that into the batter when she's making the crepes. And then she would pour the batter onto the pan, and you could see all these chunks of apple in the batter. And then the stove would be on pretty high heat, because these flat pans would just create these crepes in a minute flat. You turn it over, and now the back of the crepe is all golden brown and crispy on the edges, and the apple, you could smell the apple frying inside the batter. Oh my gosh! And so then out comes this crepe onto the plate. She'd have a plate of 10 of them, and then she'd bring a stack of 10 to the table, back to the kitchen to make 10 more, while we're sitting there, my dad, my sisters, and I, we're wolfing these down. They're so incredible. She would also sometimes take banana, and she would chunk banana as well and put that in the batter. And then we would have the banana crepe combination. Oh man, my dad would eat this stuff. He would be a meat and potatoes kind of guy. But when it came to my mother's crepes, making them he'd eat those. Oh, no problem whatsoever. Yep. Anna says, thank you for a reminder of how lucky many of us are to be not so hungry. My grandfather served as a polar bear in Siberia in World War I and nearly starved. He also lived through the Depression. We will see someday we'll all be open again. Eating herring with Bruce. Oh, man. Phil, that explains why I love sardines. Mediterranean style are to die for. You just have to be careful not to accidentally mix the herring recipes with the dessert recipes. Something seems fishy here. Gotta go, Bruce. I won't be around tonight to see you tomorrow. You take care, Sharon. Bye, SLG. Anna, wow, that's so good. See you guys. Colin, white cake and sardines. I could live on as bad as it sounds. I guess I've got an acquired taste. My Jen knows when to sneak away and crack the seal open on a tin. Ciao for now. See you guys. You are so right. Wally's World. That possible whole neighborhood knows. We're down to 4 minutes to go for this show. Wow, now I got so freaking hungry. It's 2:23 p.m. now, and I still will start the air fryer. Make me some Dutch snacks. Korketin, Fikendanelin, and Erbitted Ballen. Oh, I can't even pronounce this stuff. It just sounds so good. Herrings are strictly for chopping down trees only. Damn it, now I got Austrian apple strudel on my mind. Oh, the apple strudel. Man, I love that apple strudel where you get that long slice, and it has that white sauce on it. I can't remember I don't know what kind of sauce that is. Then you put the whipping cream on top of that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, love you, Bruce. Daily lessons of humility and gratitude, secrets for a happy life. Colin, love my skiing friend. Bitterballen. Thanks. He was a great guy. Oh man. Yeah, the to appreciate life is to appreciate good food. When you're brought up by parents who were hungry for their youth, man, oh man, you're brought up right. You are shown how to appreciate food, and you don't throw anything away. You've got leftovers going all the time, and you know how to handle leftovers too. Do I smell a cooking channel here or what? See you tomorrow, Bruce. Thanks for hanging in there. Jay Ray, thank you, buddy. Thank you all for being here today. So appreciate you guys. Thank you for becoming members yet again for another month. We keep seeing folks re-signing up for another month of membership. I appreciate that very much. It's so great of you to all be here. Thank you also those who are giving me thumbs ups today. We have 865 thumbs ups on this show right now. We're only 135 thumbs ups away from 1,000. I hope we can get you. Hope you can get me to 1,000 before you say goodbye to me tonight. Hit that thumbs up button as hard as you can for me and get me through 1,000 thumbs ups on this show. We've only had 40 thumbs downs today. I appreciate that very much. It's awful nice of you to be here and throw the thumbs up our way. Here we are, 868. They're coming in right now. Thumbs ups, 874. They're coming in right now, just as I was hoping they would. Thank you, everybody, for these thumbs ups. 878, around and around they go. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. If you get a chance to join me on the other channel, I will be live at 7 o'clock Eastern for the sponsor member hangout show tonight on Traveling with Bruce. And then at 8 o'clock on Traveling with Bruce, the weekly big show, live show on that channel, where we'll talk about traveling and cruise ships and what's going on. 890 thumbs ups, 892 now. They're coming in. They're coming in. Thank you, everybody. Moving up those thumbs ups. I appreciate it. GameStop 164.44 on the aftermarket, up 7 cents. Not much going on here. Did have a good day today. We'll take that day and see if we can add to it tomorrow. We are waiting for more news from our friends at GameStop to tell us what is going on regarding the search for a brand new CEO. Thank you to Scott Coleman. As always, Scott, thank you. Love to you from Scotland, to you and Jen. Thank you, Scott, for your donation on PayPal today. It came through. So appreciate you for that, of course. Thank you, everybody, for being here and catching up with us. If you want to become a member on my channel, all you need to do is use your phone if you want, but put your phone into a desktop setting or use a laptop and go to the About section of my channel or check out any video that I have. Usually right around here is a button that says join, and you can become a member of this channel by hitting that button, following the instructions, and join in on this channel. Thank you guys so much for hanging around with me today. Appreciate life is to appreciate Bruce. Thank you. Anyone else find it amazing how long Bruce can make a coffee cup full of caffeine-free Diet Coke glass? It's incredible. The best of us know good food. Food is not fuel, but to me, it's 30 years to figure that one out. Thanks to my Jen. Air fryer's calling me, so I'm off tonight. See you, Bruce, and all my apes tomorrow. Ron, you take care, buddy. So true, Sven. Thumbs it up, folks, for Bruce. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening, Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen. Please check out reporting goings on in the bond market for us. Thumbs ups for everybody. Thank you, guys. Love you all, fam, and get some rest. See everybody bright and early. Thanks, Bruce and Jen. Bye for now, everybody. Enjoy the Dutch snacks. Later's, Ron. Have a good one all. See you tomorrow. Bye, Bruce. Dankeschön, indeed. Already off the river with the doggo a bit. Thanks for another fun Monday. Uncle Bruce and friends, have a great rest of the day. See ya, Mom, Monda. See you tomorrow, guys. Uncle Bruce, see you tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Hold on there for more fun tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Bye, everybody. Likes for Bruce. Thank you. Night, Bruce. Great show. Thank you all. We just broke 900 thumbs ups. We got 907 thumbs ups. They're still coming in. Thank you, everybody, for inching us closer to 1,000 thumbs ups as we shut this show down. I appreciate it very, very much. All right, guys, that's it from here. We're done. We'll catch you later tonight on TWB. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow right here, 1 hour before we open up on the market tomorrow morning, 8:30 Eastern time, 5:30 LA time. We'll catch you then. Have a good one in the meantime. Stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Bye for now.